Keep people quiet, give them maybe 3 minutes. I'm gonna get the shut up down.
The big class is 8:30. Big class.
I'm sorry,
The big class. That's like 30.
the big block. Matt, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
people that gift certificates from you
818.
for the, remember I asked you about the trivia night, the night was best weekend. I don't.
Not that at all.
Margo, New York was another gift certificate. We'll talk about that at Ice Fest, just to,
We will have received one.
okay,
We also have that now about something else. About.
okay,
And then, I mean,
okay.
Okay.
Oh,
after.
all right, maybe we'll just skip that part. No, I don't, he'll be fine. Should we begin the meeting?
Yes.
Director Demus, shall we do roll call?
Jody Eubank,
Here.
Matt Bugera,
Here.
Amy Gillard. Here. Nikki Law.
Here.
Cora Smith. Here. Rocky Bagoon.
Here.
Rachel Morford. Sarah Eshelbrunner. Here. Gail Brown. Here. And Ella Ruddy. Great, of course. Okay.
Welcome, Bonnie.
Good morning.
Did everyone have a chance to look over the meeting minutes from January 16th? Yes. You want to make a motion? I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
Sort.
Anyone against? Motion carried.
Seconded.
Yep, second was, well, both Amy and
Or Matt and them, or all of us, pick a person.
We all did it.
It's about right next to you. Proud of the. Right.
Bonnie, public comment?
That will be in a couple weeks. I'm looking forward to Ice Fest. First things first, right?
Yeah, don't push those.
First things first. No.
Anything else to report? What's it?
No,
State of the
city
community?
council did decide to not leave the camera up, just so you all know. So I should have, but did not report back to the company yesterday. So that will not be staying up. State of the community is coming together. Lots of good presenters.
What date is that? please?
Fabulous lunch,
What date is that, please?
March 9th. Yeah,
Okay.
March 9th is up here.
On to promotions?
All right, so. Okay, so pretty much promotions committee has been the Ice Fest committee, and they've been meeting every week, pretty much. The advertising for Ice Fest for, hopefully you all know, is this Saturday. The advertising has been going out, the radio ads, Cora said she heard one this morning. And social media has been going out every day, promoting it. We do have now, I think I sent it all to you, flyers or things to either promote on your social media or also flyer, which includes the QR code. The QR code links back to the website, which is, so now on the website, we have a little bit about the Ice Fest, the sponsors, the schedule, this, and then a little map showing where the main attractions are taking place. So everybody should be able to access that through the QR code. We also have the Ice Fest schedule, which I think everyone got. That went out. Also, kicking off with trivia night, where we are gonna do a live demo on Friday, and then trivia night on Friday evening. And then we have 7 live carvings during the day on Saturday, the Topo Nexus Adventure, horse-drawn wagon rides, snowshoe demonstrations by the outfitter, and then dueling chainsaws. We have s'mores that will be running from 2 to 4:30. And then St. Michael's School reached out to me, and they are going to be selling hot chocolate and baked goods in the park as well to raise money for their athletic department. We have, let's see, so the hotel ended up, we did a trade with, semi-trade with Best Western, and then for some sculpture at his hotel, and then also a live demo downtown. So he's very happy with that, and we are very happy to have them participating. The meals, I have down here the Pier for one dinner, and I was hoping that the New York would do the other dinner as we've done in the past. Matt, do you have a preference on what day you would like this carvers to come in?
Doesn't matter.
Jody?
I'm just assuming, I don't know that the carvers want to sit through trivia unless they just want to sit in the lounge,
Okay.
whatever.
So would you rather you do Saturday night and then Matt does Friday night?
That's fine.
Okay. You know what? We just came up with a limited menu.
Right, yeah, it's what we
And
did
handle it.
last year, you gave
Yeah.
the choice of 3.
Right.
I have a question about Topo Nexus, in case we get any questions or we could promote. How is that running? And I mean, I see that there's a large time frame. Do they need to register? Can they just show up?
They start in the park and they meet, and Molly will start them on their adventure. in
And
the
they
park.
need to be there at 11?
No,
To do-
they can come, it's all day long.
At any time?
At any
Oh,
time,
okay.
they can come and it's kind of at their own self-pace, and they, she's got, I think, 8 stations or places that they'll be looking for, hunting for throughout mainly in the Zorn Park area, but, somewhat into the downtown a little bit, and then doing that. And then she has, I think, a little, sticker or prize for all the kids that participate, and
Great.
once they finish their adventure.
And she'll have like a little pop-up, like there's a little tent, so it'll be easy.
The
to
biggest
find.
thing is just knowing people can show up at any
Yeah.
time.
All
That's
throughout the day.
Yeah, and just go
Yeah,
to, just
that's
instruct
cool.
them to go to the tent, and then Molly will get them started.
Yeah. Um,
Self-directed.
Margot, can I interrupt for just a second? Thanks for doing the schedule of events, but Amy and I were just looking over that. I don't know, the sponsored by Toyota for Fernelius
Yes.
Should be for New Year's.
Toyota.
Oh, well, I can switch that, yeah. Okay.
And well, if you are gonna switch it, I think the proper name for the Depot Club is the Depot Club of Harbor Springs.
Okay, all right. You can change that.
We can go over that in the meeting after the meeting. The meeting after the meeting.
Toyota. We are starting at 9 AM on the demos, which is, I know, I'm a little early, but in order to have time to space out through the day, and then he even wanted to double them up a little bit. Pre the chainsaw demo, dueling chainsaw, and then after, because he needed time to set up and clean up. Okay, I've got lunch. We're getting gift card, the lunch cards for the carvers on Friday. That would be Saturday at Gurney's. We'll have to discuss where else to do lunch because since things aren't open as now, or as how we're gonna do the lunch for. But we can talk about that. We have an ice fest after this.
Yeah, Rocky, are you open on Saturday?
I have no clue anymore. I think she's planning on it, but I'm gonna call Margot and find out for sure.
Oh, great.
I did hear that Cindy was gonna order some fresh meats and stuff like that, but I've been gone for a while and we're busy.
She and I talked about it, her possibly opening for the day, but she wasn't.
Oh, you know what, Margot, we could easily do two Garnies, because they could do two different kinds of sandwiches. I mean, it's a great, I don't think we need to try to find a different kind of, do
Okay.
you guys agree? You think it's,
Yeah, I
I think that's fine.
think that's what we've done in the past is Gurney's is just done both days,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. And then you and Matt have always done the dinners. So I don't.
or they could come over to Bonnie's and Bonnie could cater a,
Hot
A
dog
lunch
stand
for them.
Sure, okay. I'm all over it. Perfect. So. yeah, go
should we move
into
on?
The item.
Oh,
So
do you want to, sorry,
let me share this with. Okay, so the Ice Fest budget, our income, we brought in $2,000 from the Petoskey Area Visitors Bureau, the $1,000 sleigh sponsor, $1,800 for the ice throne, the blizzard sponsors totaled $4,000, the snowball sponsors $4,400, and the snowflake sponsors another $14,875. So that brought us into a total income of $28,075. We will not be making as much, but there's a reason for that. We did end up doing 36 pre-carved sculptures, which was great. It's right about where we were last year. We have 8 live demos, and so that's $2,000. And then between the blizzard and the avalanche sponsors, we have another $5,000 in income or expenses. The reason we are not going to net as much is that the DDA is paying for the dueling chainsaws this year. We did not find a sponsor specifically for that, but I think based on our conversations that everybody was happy with the DDA doing that as just to make it a really special Ice Fest. And then there, so they ended up totaling $22,700 for the total for the ice company. We then spent around $500 on the radio advertising, another $500 or so will be the newspaper once we do. We saw today's paper had a big advertisement, which has the schedule in it. And then we will do a thank you ad after the Ice Fest. We've been promoting Facebook ads, then along with our sleigh ride costs, the lunch and dinner for the carvers, which really is lunch because you all comped that, which is great. And then the signs that we had made this year, which hopefully will be a one-time expense to do the sandwich boards and signs around. So that left us with our expenses being $26,318. And so just a smaller net income, but we're still on the plus side, which is great for what we wanted to do with this this event.
and we did budget 0
Right.
as a total income. Anything else on Ice Fest? Any other questions?
Budget. So we do have some volunteer opportunities. After the meeting, the signs are not done yet, apparently, but we can come and undo your signs, Amy.
They're already undone.
Oh, thank you.
Joan took them all off. All the boards are, the 10 damage boards are in the office, ready to go.
Okay,
Well, we'll just give you the list and then you.
and then, so we will need, so after the meeting, we also have s'mores because we are gonna be doing s'mores for 200. So we have all the s'mores stuff to be put into bags and kits to make those up for Saturday. Friday, we will need somebody to attach the signs. We will need people to attach the signs to the sandwich boards and also to move firewood from Kiwanis Park down to the Zorn Park. Rachel and I split the cost on another cord of wood. She's using some for the sleigh ride and then some for down here. So I guess that is one more line item we need to put on there. And then the day of, we are going to need some volunteers for loading people on and off the horse wagon, and then also to man the s'mores pit in the afternoon from 2 to 4:30. So you could just let me know what you would be available. I did reach out, Ella, to the National Honor Society to see if some of the kids could.
Volunteer on the 11th. It's just the jazz band. We have an event at CMU, so we'll get to Harbor on the 11th at 12. So then anytime between then we can.
Okay,
Awesome.
great,
Thank
great.
you.
That would be great for the loading and unloading and all of that. And so if you could let me know if you're available on either, well, obviously people after this meeting, but then Friday and Saturday, what your availability is to volunteer. And that is what I have for Ice Fest, unless anybody else has.
I think Kathy's on Zoom. Kathy, did you have any questions or comments about Ice Fest?
No, but it's certainly not icy where I am this morning.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
The weather looks good and I can't tell you how excited the Best Western is to be a part of it this year. We've seemed to have really reached out to a lot of people to not only be a part of it as a sponsor, but to come. It's just become such a fabulous event.
And I think it was the right decision. I guess, I mean, I'd ask Matt if to spend a little bit more to make it more interactive and a lot more fun going on downtown than worry about making $3,000 more. Just considering we budgeted zero anyway.
Right.
Moving on. So volunteers, after we adjourn, come talk to us, please, and then we'll have our Ice Fest meeting after that. Downtown enhancement?
Downtown enhancement will be meeting again after Ice Fest is done. And we're gonna just continue along with the Merchants Walkway as far as getting that plan done through OHM and hopefully get everything in place so that that will get started for spring, for us, for spring construction. But that's kind of where we're at on that in downtown enhancement. RRC, were you at RRC, Jody?
I was floating around
Oh,
in
you
the
did, right.
Caribbean.
Okay, so Victor let me know they have created or are in the process of creating the manuals for the boards and commissions. And that's all just to be compliant with the RRC certification. It's just,
And we approved those manuals on Monday nights.
Oh, excellent. Was there any discussion did they put anything in there about Zoom attendance? We had, at the previous meeting, we had a long discussion on whether or not that was present or.
well, we've determined, Victor and Nick and I discussed that and,
Oh.
and you are not present if you are,
Okay.
if you are there by Zoom. You can participate like public comment or talk even possibly, during, during whatever session but you cannot, if you can't vote, you are not considered present. That's clarify that, and that message does need to go out. Victor and I talked about that.
And I think that runs as the OMA Act reads also. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
it's more of what the Attorney General finally ruled as far as once they discontinued Zoom attendance after COVID.
got it. Anything else on RRC? There is a meeting this Friday. 10 a.m. here. Margot? I'm sorry, Demus, your update?
So not much, as far as the DDA TIF, Victor and I did meet with David Boyer, the county administrator, and as expected, the county commission is not open to participating in the TIF. So that's kind of where we stand. We are waiting to hear back from the city attorney regarding any other possible courses of action, but at this point, we're just going to go forward as though that's what the status quo is. Keep moving with that. Short-term rentals are still being discussed in the planning commission. We have gotten a letter from a resident who sent me kind of a little survey of all of the places that his rental the people that rent from him, that where they spend money, how much they spend, that he's kind of been doing a general little survey to his rentals. And it was interesting. He said he's willing to keep doing that if it's helpful to us. Basically, it was not anything that we didn't expect. I mean, they listed up all the town, businesses and, people there for a week spending, a couple $1,000s and that. So it was, but he's willing to keep doing that if that's something that we or planning commission or anybody's interested in. But I think we know that short-term rentals or long-term rentals, either way, businesses depend on the revenue that comes from those, especially in the downtown. But
So should the DDA actually have a stand per se on short-term rentals?
I mean, does that matter going forward with the planning commission at all, either way, depending on, Matt?
It's another opinion for them to listen to.
Well, yeah, not that we probably want to formally give them one, but I guess what I always look at is that, much like the chamber, we are trying to always increase traffic flow and business into the principal shopping districts.
100%, but if it turns into every single residence downtown is a seasonal rental, then all week long, we might as well just shut our doors and shut the businesses down because half the time in the weekends, no one's gonna want to be there. So we got to keep it some residential. So I feel like capping it, I think that what they talked about when we were in our last meeting or whatever meeting.
Phil Mulder.
Yeah, whenever he talked to us about it, I think that what they were talking about is where they were talking about capping it, I think that seems reasonable. I think that the larger problem is within the entire county, but that can be addressed here. So.
And I agree, and I understand that also for. Anything else on short-term rentals?
No, Third Street lighting, for some reason, he did not repair it when he said he was going to in early December. So I've been back in contact and he is planning on coming this month and repairing them. So we will. I'm not sure what happened on that. Let's see. And as far as financial update, we have been started new year. So as you see with our current taxes have not come in, the winter taxes have not come in yet. So far, this is what's been budgeted and starting to come in with Ice Fest. As far as the sponsorships and all that, people are still paying for the sponsorships. The only difference, wages so far, and then continual legal fees, because we are still going through that with the city attorney for on the TIF issue. So other than that, we really haven't changed. Our fund balance is at $114,239, and then that's where we come in this year so far. It's only February, so there's not a lot there.
But so the Ice Fest will go up by 10 grand as far as costs on that.
Yes, and come in over another 10 grand in
Revenue as well.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
other,
like make a huge dent in our financials. Okay.
the other good news is that Jeff Grimm, the zoning and tax assessor, told me that the DDA our capture will be increasing quite a bit next year because our taxable value has gone up by over $1 million from 2022 to 2023. So we can expect for our TIF capture to be quite a bit more for 23 than what we've even projected at 62,000. We can keep planning on projects. And that's all I have.
Other business, old business, the kiosks.
The kiosks, we need to get started on that right away. We've got behind on that last year. And I think it would be great if we had a couple volunteers that were willing to start looking through the spreadsheet of businesses and see where they're locations have changed or what's been added or things that are gone. We have a working document that shows that. And then we can get that to the designer and say,
I feel like there's a lot of changes. happening.
yes.
Yeah, and Bonnie and I have talked a lot about this. So, I mean, I'm happy to give what I know, but I don't, some of them I don't know what store names are gonna be. I know places are leaving. I know people are coming in, but
And I heard that 119 Studio is coming to Main Street.
Yes. No, there's a fair amount of change down there.
Yeah.
But it's good.
no,
It's good stuff.
she
It's always the.
Is there a deadline for that?
Um,
One established?
I think that we need to establish a deadline to have them done, because I think we want to have them in print in April at the latest, at this point. So if they're, so that when they're in, so that they can be, the kiosks can be put up again by May.
Can we, can people just kind of review what they know is coming in? Is it gonna be?
Because finishing touch was like gifts and things like that. It'll stay sort of similar to
Oh, okay,
that, but with his twist.
Okay.
Sadie Rose is moving to Bay Harbor. Dean Champagne's in the process of finding a new renter and may have already landed somebody, but not at liberty to discuss. But that definitely is changing. So Sadie Rose is for sure gone. And then some of the other things are end of summer, the things that I know in terms of Barbara Boz's building sold and McCletchy's bought it and they will.
They've got another year.
Right, well,
Season.
that doesn't mean they're gonna stay there. They can move into that space in September if they want. So McCletchy's can, at the end of Barbara's lease for this summer, McCletchy's can move in. They do have another year on their lease. But Sam's super excited to get to the new space, so I don't know what'll happen there. But that'll then open up, but that's end of 23, beginning of 24, that opens up McCletchy's. Let's see, I think that's, we all know officially Willow is gone.
would be happy to have someone in McCletchy's space.
Pardon?
I'm sure Jack would be happy, so if anyone has any leads on someone who
Yeah.
would go in McCletchy's
Yeah.
space, I'm sure Jack would love to hear it sooner than later, because he'd probably even break their lease to get someone else in.
Yeah,
And he's a really
Sam would
nice-
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
and he's a really nice guy, so.
Is
it's really easy to work with.
138 still in the game? Are they still? looking?
You mean Steve?
Yes.
He's still
Yes,
working.
they want to do something, but they can't find anything. Dan, I spoke to Dan, they truly are gone, moving down the whole bit, cleaned the place out. He wants to be in Harbor. And I was like, oh, that's great, where are you gonna be? So, but Willow is empty right now. So I don't know what.
Do we know who's going to the old t-shirt shop by the New York?
No, I don't know, and I know that there's
Is
been
it vacant?
movement in there.
Okay.
And is the juice shop really gonna open?
They've been working on it all
Yeah.
this week. There's noise coming out of there, so.
No, juice shop is for sure opening.
That's-
They've already,
That's a new one.
Yeah, except that on our, that was
Yeah.
on our directory already, we were hoping that they were gonna be open.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were gonna open last summer, but refrigeration, like shipping refrigeration was the problem. And that's why they weren't able to open last year, because it's all ready to go except for that. So yeah, Jenna and I have talked in there. They're opening, she's getting a menu together, so it'll be good.
So there's advertising for staff.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going in next next to that. I'll do some snooping.
I sent Steve down there and had him. And
We
I
don't
don't,
talk about that.
I don't know what came of it because I know I put him in touch with McGregor's to look at the space and it was already zoned since it had been a restaurant, but I don't.
He and I briefly spoke about that. It's really small. It is really small space. So he wasn't in love with that idea.
Yeah, they don't want another, McGregor's don't want another food service business.
Oh, they don't.
It is gutted.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they took everything out, didn't
So
they?
it's not, there's no kitchen back there anymore.
No.
It's all gone.
Would there be enough room
Space
in-
is empty.
For shop.
in McClutchie's for,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think so.
little.
There's no back, there's really,
There's an itty bitty little.
I mean, there's a back courtyard, but there's no back alley access or anything. There's nowhere for a dumpster.
There used to
be a deli. There was one.
Was a deli at some
There-
Well, there was a deli.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how.
There was no real
Baby deli.
It was,
It's small.
Our corner shop.
yeah, corner shop. I couldn't think of the
Since
name.
they have a
Yeah,
Cornix.
it was a great little.
so I think there, like, we were saying, there is a lot of speculation and there's a lot of rumors going around. I was kind of wondering if Gail would kind of head up the project, this project.
Great.
Not that I was saying you have time, but you know.
Feel free.
it's like-
You can reach out to me if you have any.
I will.
Yeah. It's occasionally I hear things.
I think that would be awesome.
Or I just
And it's all on a
call you.
shareable spreadsheet now, so it's very.
Did we say that there was a deadline? Do we have an idea of a deadline yet or?
I think we would like the things in by the end of March, beginning of April, so that they
That's
can
fine.
go to.
Yeah.
us.
We get 7 weeks,
Plenty of time.
plenty of time, plenty of time to get 100%
Oh,
truthful
and
information on
it's
everything.
And just so you know, the directories also are not just the downtown, they go the whole city, so.
Cool Breeze did sell. All I know is rumor at this point, but supposedly it will be a shop. Of something. But. Truly all I. Pardon?
Not Cool Breeze.
No,
Not Cool Breeze.
No.
They packed up their gun.
And, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and
they're
not a real estate agency or
A bank.
or whatever.
financial
No, the
institution.
story I hear is it's retail of some sort, but that's secondhand.
According to
But that
Kathy, that
definitely
sold
sold, they
for,
hooked open.
Ridiculous.
that sold for a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, just,
I mean, it was listed for a ridiculous amount of money,
yeah.
especially considering what you bought it for. All public record.
All right, anything else
All
on
public
that?
record.
Anything else on the kiosks?
Anyone can look it up.
Thank you again, Gail. Earth Cam, we already found out about the Earth Cam. Any more public comment or anything?
I just want to, the
board.
festival has an event. We had started a one bay, one book community reading program in 21. So the past two have been virtual. This year, we're doing it in person with an author who has been, this is the only time where we look at a previous author from the festival and bringing them back with a new work. And the guy's name is Porter Fox. He came in 18. He has a book called The Last Winter, looking at people who are doing significant things in climate change. And so we're partnering with both the tribe and doing a book group discussion on March 9th in the evening at their governmental center. And then on Friday, March 10th, we're doing an event out at Nub's Knob with Porter in Conversation with Ann Bauman from Freshwater Future. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in good writing, if you're interested in what the festival is doing, that's our next
The 9th and 10th.
event. Both events are at 7 o'clock on March 9th and March 10th. Oh, yeah, so just kind of fun that we could do it in person, so versus the online thing.
Cool. Yeah. Kathy, do you have anything? She apparently walked
Not a
away.
thing. I have unmuted, sorry.
I know, she's on the beach.
Yep, I am.
Anything else from the board, Mayor? No? Motion to adjourn?
Yeah. Go, support, let's do it.
Meeting adjourned. Next meeting, let's go.
Yeah, in the paper.
Well, I guess one doesn't.
That's.
We went there yesterday.
Oh.